Hi, my name is Saffron Hefta-Gaub. I'm a writer, director, fan studies scholar, and with the launch of this podcast, a professional game master. I'm from Seattle, Washington. Was born here, grew up here, and I think most people I know from here would not be surprised if Bigfoot was real. There is something about the forest and the sound and the rain that just feels magical. It feels different. And earlier this year, I had the idea to take my experience growing up and use it as inspiration for a Monster Hearts 2 game. I drew upon my experience going to a K-12 independent school to come up with the Cromwell School, a 6 through 12 arts-focused independent school in the fictional town of Lakewoods Park. I put out the call to find potential players, and I was lucky to find an amazing group of people interested. We didn't set out to make a podcast, but we were having so much fun, and I had this feeling that the story we were telling was too special not to share with the world. What you're about to hear is the product of months of work and so much love. Please check our description for content warnings and a link to the transcript. Check out Buried Without Ceremony to purchase Monster Hearts and to support Avery Alder's work. And check out our website, midnightceremoniesmedia.com, to learn more about us and to see extra content that you can't just hear. And without further ado, here's the very first episode of the Cromwell Chronicles. I hope you enjoy. Oh my god, welcome to the Cromwell Chronicles! I am your host and your MC, Saffron. I will be guiding us into this world of fog and rain and pine trees and magic. How are people feeling?
Now I'm nervous.
Yeah, I'm
nervous. So good. I'm so hyped.
I've been nervous since I woke up, so...
I spent like a good hour last night talking to myself in a southern accent.
Yeah?
So it's gonna be an experience. I slipped into a British accent for a little bit, but we're gonna try and not do that.
So let's go around and you can say your name and who you're playing.
Hi, I'm Quin. Any pronouns, it's fine. And I play Aleksandr Petrov.
Hi, my name is Victoria. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Daisy May, and you'll probably hear me with a southern accent.
Hi, I'm Catherine. I use they, them pronouns, and I am playing Rhododendron. Please just call me Ro Nielsen.
Hey, I'm Casey. I use she, they pronouns, and I am playing Wrenn Aurora.
Hi, I'm Karina. I use she, they pronouns, and I will be playing Eva Petrova.
Hello, I'm Dia. I use they, them pronouns, and I am playing Ximena Carter-Garcia, she, he pronouns.
So I think at least a good place I would like to start as kind of a grounding place for me, for us, is a little reminder of what the 4 agenda items of Monster Hearts 2 by Avery Alder, which is what we are playing. There's 4 kind of agenda items for us to go by. The first is make each main character's life not boring. The second is keep the story feral. Third is say what the rules demand. And fourth, say what honesty demands. And I think my favorite of these is keep the story feral. This is a messy game with messy characters. And we all know each other. We've all played together before and we trust each other. And who knows where this story is going to go. And it may go into comedy. It may go into tragedy. And we're going to be along for the ride. Let's go to
Lake Woods Park. A town north of Seattle in the suburbs in the Pacific Northwest. It is not quite real, but real enough. And we'll specifically go to the Cromwell School, which is a private 6 through 12 arts-focused school that sits atop a hill overlooking Lake Washington. It is in the afternoon, just after class on a Thursday. The weekend is on everyone's mind, and following the weekend is Halloween. So there is chance for parties, chance for mischief, or chance to stay in and catch up on homework, whatever floats your boat. I think I would like to start with jazz band practice. And Catherine, can you please describe your character?
Absolutely. So Ro is sort of he's 6'2", lots of piercings, like a septum piercing, an eyebrow piercing, tons of like ear piercings, and has like kind of like the like TikTok like curly mullet with just like sort of the shaved sides, and he has like a bunch of like necklaces on, like a chain, and sort of ripped up like Nirvana band t-shirt, and red flannel over top, and like painted black fingernails, and they are playing the bass in jazz band. So they have like their own bass from home, which is like this sort of like dark like sparkly green bass with a like leather strap.
And you came to this school only 2 weeks ago, kind of once school has already been started, but there was auditions had already happened for jazz band, but you practically begged the jazz director if you could have a second chance, and he was kind of impressed, let you in. So sitting in another section, Alex, Quin, would you please describe Alex?
Yeah, Alex is 6'4" with a just like tall, big, heavy set. Has a mop of just curly black hair that just sits atop his large head. Kind of has a little bit of facial hair going on. And he is currently sitting at the piano. Also looks way too big for a piano, but like feels right at home.
So the jazz band teacher, his name's Drew. He lets everyone call him Drew. This school has kind of a weird mix of teachers being referred by their first name and teachers being formally referred to, Mrs. or Mr. last name. You kind of have to like play it by ear the first couple of weeks, but Drew immediately welcoming, warm face. He's a black man in his late 20s. Very, very like always kind of moving, always like light on his feet. And, there's this music coming from this room that's spilling out across campus. Where do people tend to kind of leave their stuff around when in practice. It's in one of the band rooms that is kind of, there's like a annex part of the building that has a couple of classrooms and a whole lot of music spaces. There's lockers that line the hallway, and it's kind of like a hallway with classrooms on one side and then a window looking out to the courtyard on the other.
Ro is like kind of not scatterbrained, but just sort of like always late to everything. So they have left all their stuff in the hallway outside the band room because they didn't have time to get to the other side of the building to go to their own locker. So their like bag and like another jacket is outside.
I think fuck, Alex. How did I mess that up? I think Alex would bring his stuff with him into the room and kind of just like sit his bag right next to the piano, like lay his jacket over like on the top of it, and like actually like keep some things neat or try to at least. Inevitably everything gets strewn about, but like
For now,
he tries
trying to be neat.
Yeah.
Dia, I would like to ask you, what do you think Ximena is up to? School has been let out, and she has been asked, kind of more confronted, right as class got out. People were spilling out of classrooms, and a blonde, kind of athletic, conventionally attractive white boy with just always just a little bit of a sly grin found you, confronted you right out after class and asked, "You can do things for people, right?" And I would actually like you to describe what Ximena is like.
Ximena is about 5'2", seems a bit more 5'4"-ish because she's got platforms on that boost her up a couple inches. Quite like constantly wearing some kind of mega alternative kind of look. Right now she's probably got on her usual like long swooshy skirt that's got like at least 2 petticoats on under it. She's got a kind of a pea green bomber jacket over kind of, it's technically a bralette, but she keeps the jacket zipped up so that nobody confronts her about pretty much wearing no shirt to school. She's got her hair up in a bun, and her makeup is messy and all dark colors. She's got a parasol closed when she's inside over her shoulder and is just staring at this man as he confronts her.
You can do things, right?
I can do a lot of things. Depends on what you're looking for.
Can you, like, get information on someone?
Yeah, for a price.
Oh, yeah. I can totally pay you. Like, what's your price?
What's the information you're looking for?
Okay, that new kid, he's in jazz band and also orchestra and just anyway, mega annoying. Yeah, can you just really find out like what his deal is?
Is this find out what his deal is in a I'm interested kind of way, or is it like I want this kid out looking for information kind of way? Because those are two very different tones, and I kind of don't feel like doing the same thing twice.
Oh, yeah. No, that makes sense. Like, I mean, I would pay you twice if you need to do it twice, but No, this kid's, like, annoying. He's, like, stealing the spotlight. Definitely, like, take him out kind of information.
Got it. Okay. That'll be... what's the maximum you're willing to pay me?
Oh. I got $50 on me right now.
75.
Down payment of 50, and I'll pay you another 50 when the job's done.
Alright. She holds out her hand.
He takes it and shakes it kind of awkwardly.
I mean the money.
Oh! Right. He pulls out his wallet and pays you.
Ximena, like, takes the cash and, like, wads it up and stuffs it in her bra. Okay. This is done. Do you need anything else?
No.
No?
We didn't talk. He walks away.
Ximena sighs. Did he confront her right outside the band room, or, like...
Probably you were, the hallway was filled with people. There's lots of lockers. Kind of just, like, found you outside your locker and then disappeared back in the crowd. The band room is, like, down the hallway and, around a corner. And he disappeared down there. He's headed to jazz band.
I think Ximena's gonna, like, open her locker, grab her stuff out of it, pop a piece of gum and start chewing, slams her locker shut, and then, like, kind of just commits herself to wandering around until she thinks, like, band practice is in the, like, really in the thick of it, where, like, people are concentrated on what they're doing.
I would now like to go over to Victoria. What does Daisy May do after class gets out?
Daisy May, after class gets out, will gather her stuff and then head out to the gardens.
What does Daisy May look like?
Daisy May has blue eyes and just, like, naturally really rosy cheeks and really red lips. She has pigtails that sometimes she braids, sometimes they're just loose pigtails of kind of long brown hair. She's always sporting her classic cowgirl boots and has something red on clothing-wise, and then she always has a little dangly earring of a shovel out of, like, one ear, and then the other ear is usually a flower.
So, Daisy, you head to the gardening club, which is a club that you started, is not meeting this afternoon, but you still head to your garden anyway. It's October, so the sun is, starting to set earlier and earlier. Dusk is coming, but you're still awake and up for now and in your home. The garden is, there's kind of the hallway, the door opens, the end of the hallway, there's, like, a door along one side of the hallway, and then the end of the hallway, there's also another opening and door to the outside, and that's kind of where the garden starts. And you have, like, a kind of a clear view to look down the hallway, and you definitely hear the music of jazz practice going on. What is Daisy's thoughts on the music scene at Cromwell?
Daisy doesn't partake in the music, but she definitely likes having something in the background while she's doing her gardening, and usually they're pretty good, so it's not bad.
So, Ximena, you're waiting till hopefully no one sees. Where exactly are you going?
I think Ximena's going to, once the practice is in, like, the thick of it, right? They're in the middle of a piece or something. Ximena's gonna slip in, leave her parasol at the door, she's not a monster, and like kind of wanders in, starts looking at the bags, but in like a walking past, peering at them kind of way. And he's gonna try and identify where, like, this kid that this guy was talking about sits.
Do you know Ro?
Oh, Ximena knows Ro. Ximena, she kept it cool when they were doing their business transaction. But Ximena definitely, absolutely has seen Ro and continues to see Ro. And if she sees Ro, she stops and stares and then, like, runs off.
So you probably know what Ro's backpack looks like.
Definitely.
Yeah, the backpack you can find out in the hallway. The door is open to the classroom, and you can see everyone busy and practicing inside. But it's almost like this backpack is waiting for you. Ready, just conveniently placed in a perfect spot where you can see it, you can take from it, and no one would see you, but you can see everyone else.
Ximena smiles and kind of like blows up like the bubble of her gum really wide and pops it. And then takes one more glance around and then like squats down and starts sifting through the backpack.
Daisy May, you're pretty focused on your gardening, but almost glance up just, as if you're thinking about something, kind of, looking off into space, and you notice that a previously empty hallway, there is someone kneeling and digging through the bags.
Oh. Well, that's suspicious.
Does Daisy do anything else?
I think for now Daisy's just gonna watch and then get back to her gardening.
Ximena, you find in one of the front pockets a couple of hand-rolled joints, but you can smell already that these aren't any drugs. This is like lemongrass. This is just like nice herbs. If anything, it looks like they're for the aesthetic.
Ximena like looks at them and like grabs one, is like kind of turns it over in her hand a bit, and then like shrugs like, okay, yeah, this will work, and then like zips up the backpack again.
And you know that you already have something else to do this afternoon. You've been, well, actually, how did Alex contact Ximena?
I think he would have kind of been as forward as Josh was, if a little more meek about it. Probably just like seen him walking in a hallway or something like during school, and just kind of just like having an idea, and then walking to his class, but then during lunch sees her again and just like kind of shoulder to shoulder next to her and just like leans to whisper in a little bit and agrees on something, and then just wanders away as if nothing happened.
So you've agreed to meet in the library after jazz practice in the evening. The conversation was probably more of, let's talk later and get the details, more specific details then. Jazz practice comes to an end Drew kind of claps his hands, is like, okay, we're on a great track, you guys. You sound amazing. I will see you all next week, because remember, we don't meet on Fridays.
Ro, like, immediately, like, sort of, like, raises their hand as, like, Drew is wrapping up, and it's like, hi.
Yes? Hi, Ro.
Oh, if you're not busy, could I, like, sort of run over some stuff with you? It's like, I had some like, ideas for, like, the bass line in this piece. I know that there's, like, a spot for percussion solo.
Right.
Sorry, like, are you busy right now? Could we go over that?
I would love, hey, let's talk about it. Come.
Hell yeah. Am I allowed to swear in class?
You can swear in front of me.
Okay, fuck yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can straight into it.
Drew?
Yes, Alex?
Could you remind me, when is the concert?
It's the big, we've got another month. It's the big, charity, Thanksgiving charity concert.
Great. Okay. I probably have asked you this like 15 times already.
No, it's no worries. Yeah. Does anyone else have any questions? Like Josh, a couple people have already like grabbed their bags or like are ready to like get out the door and not sure if they're dismissed or not. Yeah, you're all good. You guys can head out. Okay, anyone else eager to? Yeah, let's talk solos.
Okay, cool. And Ro just sort of starts like gets out the music and starts like sort of like doing like some improv, and then says, yeah, I know that there's like something written here, but I feel like it would be like sort of more fun to do like an improv like section. I mean, we don't have like a time limit on these pieces, right? Like we could just like kind of keep the like background percussion sort of going for like, an extra like, I don't know, 16 measures and I could take like an improv solo. We could get like drums for an improv solo. Yeah. Piano too. Alex, can you improv?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I can certainly attempt.
Sick. I mean, like, I'm just saying, love these like choices and whatever, but I feel like we should have sort of like a percussion spotlight. Oh, there's just sort of like a lot of like trumpet solos. I've noticed.
Yeah, give the rhythm section a little bit of love here.
Yeah, exactly. Ro like holds out like a fist for Alex to bump.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's definitely talk about it. Ray's on drums. You can talk to her. You guys have you have each other's phone numbers and everything?
Yeah, actually, Ray and I are starting a band. So like an indie like rock band.
Oh, that's great. Do you know about there's this great youth center downtown.
Oh shit.
Oh god, I'm totally blanking on the name now, but here, I'll get you like pulls out like a scrap paper and like writes down like a name and email address. Like, yeah, this is the youth organizer there. They have a whole bunch of like shows. I think they maybe have like a friendly battle of the bands coming up.
Fuck yeah, man. Oh shit, this is so epic. Hell yeah. Oh, this is sick. Here, can I like take a picture of this? I gotta send it to I'll send it to Ray.
This paper's yours.
Hell yeah. Thank you, man. Actually, just like while we're sort of like on this subject, do you know like any like, I don't know, songwriters, like guitar players, honestly even like a singer? I know that like we don't do like sung like lyrics and jazz, but like, you know anybody who's like sort of into that, or like
I mean, honestly, the people I know are the people in this class, but I'm sure you could ask around, hey, if you want to have a space next practice to just kind of spread the word, you can make a little announcement asking if anyone's interested.
Hell yeah.
I mean, maybe this is a bit old-fashioned, but I'm a big fan of putting posters up, you know.
That could be sick. That could be sick.
Yeah, a little tearaway with your phone number, you know, people...
Maybe not like my phone number, but yeah.
Oh, I don't know. What do the kids use these days? Snapchat?
Okay, then you know what? This has been great, Drew. This has been epic. I'm gonna go, though.
Yeah. Come to me if you have any more questions.
Absolutely. I'm gonna send you, like, an email later. Like, a pretty long email. So, like, I guess just, like, be prepared for that.
I'll be prepared for... Yep, I'll be prepared for that. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, rhododendron.
Call me Ro, please. Call me Ro. And Ro does, like, the sort of, like, rock band symbol, and then, like, with her hand, and then, like, leaves the room.
Was Alex still standing there?
Yeah. Alex is just awkwardly just, like, on his way out, but just, like, I wasn't dismissed, so I'm just gonna stand here.
Oh, yeah, see ya.
Cool. And then there's just an outline where he was standing previously.
Zoom.
On his way to the library.
Yeah. I think I'd like to actually cut now to Wrenn. Casey,
Yeah.
Well, Wrenn tried out for orchestra.
Yep.
Did Wrenn try out for jazz band?
Nope.
What does Wrenn do once class is over?
Well, Wrenn missed the bus, so they are stuck here until the next bus. So Wren's hanging out. I don't know, like maybe wandering.
There is the studio space, you know.
Yeah, probably ended
People
up somewhere near the studio space, like just kind of wandering around, like opened a utility closet that they realized they shouldn't open, like closed that really quickly, just hanging out, you know. The next bus isn't for a few hours, so they're killing time.
I think you well, first, what does Wrenn Aurora look like?
Absolutely. Wrenn has two little hastily made space buns, like looks like she learned how to do this maybe last week. Has been here for all of a month and a half, still doesn't really know where she's going. Wrenn is an aspec lesbian, because I want to say that, and uses she, they pronouns. Terms like girl is totally okay, though. And Wrenn is wearing these really big, awesome overalls with maybe a couple assorted pins that they've gotten. You know, like those little, like, take one pin things from, like, assorted places. Yeah, Wrenn has no idea what half of them mean, but just, like, took one and pinned it. So they have, like, 6 different pins on the overalls, wearing some, like, really nerdy, like, animated show shirt, like so maybe some art of, like, Tangled or something, like, graphic t-shirt. These bright yellow rain boots that they have worn every single day since attending this school. They have a whole lot of freckles absolutely everywhere, and also paint splatter on their arms, and it gets to the point in which you kind of can't tell if it's a freckle or if it's paint splatter. Like, you don't know. It's a fun game. And Wrenn has these really, really deep blue, like deepest depths of the ocean blue eyes, and they are always so wide, and like every time Wrenn sees something, it's like she's seeing it for the first time. Like, Wrenn is walking around just in a constant state of wonder.
I think Wrenn finds their way over to the art studio, and I would like, Karina, for you to describe what Wrenn might see, because, well, Eva's brother is in band practice and, you know, staying late at school. You get picked up together by your uncle, Jacob, and probably ends up staying late in the art studio. And so, yeah, I would like you to describe what Wrenn might see.
Yeah, okay. Well, first of all, kind of shook that you knew exactly what I wanted for Eva in the afternoon. But, okay, so if Wrenn does end up wandering into one of the art studios, she's going to see a girl painting in the corner with the canvas, like, turned away so, like, the rest of the room can't see what she's painting. Only the girl who's painting can see what she's painting. And that girl is Eva Petrova, and she looks kind of a lot like what you would probably think of, like, as your stereotypical, like, goth e-girl. Like, she has dark black hair that's, like, cut into, like, a slick bob with bangs. She has these little silver hoop earrings that she always wears. She dresses mostly in black, but she'll usually have a pop of red. She's nearly always wearing a bright red scarf. And she is she's focused very hard on her painting. If Wrenn walks in and sees her, she's probably going to just glance up and go back to what she's doing.
Yeah, Wrenn opens the door, knocks something over immediately, so just like paintbrushes and like buckets and like maybe some water just spills out across the floor, and is going to start dealing with that before they notice the person that is standing in this room. And just like start, oh shit, sorry. Hi. No, are you like, is this room like reserved? I can leave. I hope you weren't using any of this, were you? Or, oh gosh, okay, I hope you weren't using any of this. And then like starts like picking up paintbrushes and like fiddling with paint cups and like stacking the paint cups into like, you know, the little like cup stacking thing. Yeah. Just starts picking up all of the things and then like has all of it in their arms. Okay, oh, hi. You're painting. Are there classes after school?
Eva's gonna like notice that Wrenn is like kind of like frantic and anxious, but she's like not gonna like really make a move to be like, it's okay. She's going to just look back at Wrenn and be like, no, there's no classes. I'm just waiting for my brother.
Oh, okay. Eva, right?
She nods.
Because, Wrenn, you do recognize this person.
Yep.
You were assigned to an art class that, even though this is your first year at Cromwell, you got placed into an advanced art class because it was the only the class with space, and your assigned, your seat was right next to this kind of quiet, cold, dark-haired girl that you had known even before this class. You knew her from the summer, in June when it was wet and rainy, and you were walking along the beach and you heard the blare of a horn and a car swerve and it crashed into the water, and instinct kicked in and you ran and you swam, and you swim strong, you swim fast. First you had to break open the windshield and pull out an unconscious blonde-haired driver and a kind of tall, heavy-set, man, both who were unconscious, and you rushed to pull to shore, and there was also a girl in the back seat with black bob of hair who was maybe a bit more aware than her fellow passengers. But when you finally pulled out of the water, the sinking car and shards of glass floating around you, and pulled her to shore, there wasn't a pulse. And you ran to get help from Mr. Campbell, or father isn't the right word, caretaker maybe. You ran to get help because you didn't know how to perform CPR. But when you returned back to the beach, the rain had subsided and the beach was empty except for glass shards. And then you were enrolled at Cromwell, and you see this girl sitting next to you in class. So she's alive.
I think I've been searching her face for any shred of recognition for months, even though I feel like I should have stopped a few weeks ago. But I'm standing there holding all of my assorted paintbrushes and cups and just everything. Must be really nice to paint in the afternoon, though. It's probably really quiet and nice in here, and you can I don't know, you just have the space. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really quiet.
Roll to shut someone down. Our first roll of this game.
Go off, Queen! Oh my god!
Okay, so that is a 6. I think that's a fail.
Yeah, that's a failure. And you added your cold, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What happens if it's a failure?
If it's a failure, well, you mark experience. And
I don't think Wrenn gets the hit anyway.
Wrenn doesn't. It just, you didn't even notice.
Yeah, I bet that was really nice. And I'll just start putting all the things back and arranging the paintbrushes and moving the paintbrushes and taking way longer than this needs to take. And then while I'm turned around and talking, so what are you painting? Is it the thing for class, or are you working on something different? Because, I guess you could kind of work on anything because you have all the time in the world here.
I'm painting something personal.
Oh, that's good. They like to say things about how paintings are always better if they have a lot of emotion in them, so you must be doing something right. Finish my stacking. Sorry, did you need any of these paints or anything? Were you using any of this, or should I? I'll start unstacking it in case.
He was gonna be can you hand me the yellow?
Yeah. And I'll pick my 2 favorite yellows and walk them over. Better if you mix them together, 2 parts this one, 1 part this one.
Okay. Thank you.
Does Wrenn catch a glimpse of what Eva is painting? Would Eva let Wrenn see?
She would. I think she thinks Wrenn is nice but harmless, so if she catches a glance, it would be fine to Eva.
So what then does Wrenn see?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. So if Wrenn does happen to catch a glance, she would see that the background of the painting is very dark. It looks torrential and stormy. But in the foreground of the painting, the centerpiece of the painting, there is the outline of a lot of different flowers. And Wrenn might recognize them if she's walked through the school gardens, because a lot of them are based on sketches that Eva has done in the school gardens. And all the flowers are different shades of, or they're starting to be different shades of yellow.
Those look really pretty. I like the flowers especially, but the stormy bit looks really good too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Was
you're
it Wrenn?
Yeah. Yeah, Wrenn. Wrenn, Aurora? I'm in your class. Like, right next to you.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So you paint.
I'll, like, turn and point to my piece that is up, like, across the room on an easel, and it is all sunflowers. Like, there is an entire field of sunflowers on the bottom, and above it is this crazy colorful sky. Like, we're talking northern lights, but, like, on bright mode. Wren's never seen the northern lights, but this is just, like, the most colorful, beautiful, like, all of the brightest colors sky. But, like, the colors work, though. It's not, like, it's childish in nature, but it is, like, there is a flow and a cohesion and something elegant to it as well.
That is a lot of colors.
Yeah, I know, right? They let me use so many of them. I just, like, went and took them. It was great. And, yeah, I don't know. I really like it. I mean, colors are fun, and I think sunflowers are cool, kind of like yours. And I'll, like, point to Eva's, point back to mine with the sunflowers.
Right. Yeah. It is a good painting, Wrenn.
Thanks, yours is too.
It's not something I would paint, and it's not something I've
Well, that's right, yeah, I painted
ever
it.
seen. Right. Yeah. But it's you. Very
Thanks.
colorful.
I do like colors, so that tracks.
I can see that.
Yeah. And you like gray, right? And like dark colors, because they're mysterious. No, okay. I'm kidding, but like only a little bit.
Okay.
It's a compliment. It's your thing. I couldn't paint that.
Just this one conversation with Wrenn is leaving Eva very wrong-footed. She's gonna nod and be like, thank you.
What, like, does Eva want to get away from this conversation? Does Eva want to, like end it? Like, what do you want to do right now?
Part of Eva does want Wrenn to go away and leave her to paint, or at least just be quiet and leave her to paint. But part of her is, like, a little fascinated that nothing off-putting that she said has, like, driven them away.
Yeah, Wren's just nodding and like enthusiastically looking at Eva's color choices, and is now like looking at the shades of gray and is like, you know, I think it would be cool if like you mixed this one with that one, like tried to paint over this. Yeah, because, you know, it creates some cool like contrast, a bit of a gradient, in case he doesn't know anything about art. Yeah, I think that could be cool. Obviously, it's your thing, and you should do whatever you want. Sorry.
When Wrenn like starts like trying to like give Eva suggestions, there is like a flash of like okay, who does this person think that they are? But as Wrenn keeps talking, Eva looks at the paints and she has to like begrudgingly admit that yeah, okay, that would work actually. Yeah. And she does give a like begrudging thank you to Wrenn.
Yeah, you're so welcome. I'm glad I could help. And then Wrenn looks down at their watch and realizes they probably need to go check and see if the bus is there, which they might have missed for a second time. And so Wrenn just says, "Gotta go, bye," and then just like bolts.
You run across campus, and it is late enough now that it is growing dark. Daisy May, you are in your garden, and it is becoming dusk. The sun is setting. What does Daisy May do?
Daisy May is going to make her way over to the maintenance building and her garden, and then give her area a little checkup, make sure everything's still good and hasn't been disrupted. And then she'll probably, if she can see sunset, try and like watch sunset. And then she'll just sort of like crouch on the ground and shrink into her little gnome form, where she's like posing on a shovel.
There's a little bit of yellow and kind of little bit of light still kind of reflecting on the edge of the clouds, and then it slowly fades to dark, and you feel your body shrink, and it's almost like the feeling that it gives you is curling up into a little ball to fall asleep. It is warm. It is secure. Wrenn, you are running across campus trying to make your bus.
I stopped to watch the sunset and probably missed it again.
You stop to watch the sunset.
Yeah.
And when you turn around, you notice that someone was standing behind you. And you're about to call out to them. And you watch them crouch down and become a garden gnome. Posed on a little shovel, foot popped up in the air, smiling big round cheeks, fully inanimate.
I run over to the gnome and like crouch down so I'm like close to it and be like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay? Okay, is that like a normal thing? Is everyone here a no? No, okay." Like I like, is she cracked? Does she look okay? Like is she good?
She looks like a garden gnome.
Okay, I like tap her on her head. I'm like, excuse me? Are you okay? Okay. And I like look around. Is there anyone nearby?
There is no one around.
Okay. I lean down to the gnome and be like, "Excuse me, are you okay?"
The gnome doesn't respond. It's a gnome.
Okay. I like pick up the gnome for half a second and put it back down. Does it like turn back into a human?
No. And you can feel there's kind of a cold wind picking up.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, if it's gonna rain, and I'll like look around, is there like anywhere under cover that I could put the gnome?
Yeah, there's like a bush.
Okay. I pick up the gnome and I move it to under the bush so it's not gonna get wet if it rains. Be like, "Okay, well, I really hope that you're okay. I think maybe you're magic, and that's a thing that you do. Cool. Okay, well, yeah, do you talk at all? Or, okay, well, stay dry, and I'll come check on you tomorrow, I guess. Okay, good talk." I leave.
You run off. I love Wrenn. I love Wrenn. Just, I love Wrenn.
Thanks. I'm trying.
Okay, so in the library, what does Ximena kind of like do upon getting to the library?
I think Ximena just finds a spot to sit down, pop her legs up on the table, and like just listen to music or read a book she's got in her pack. Not really doing anything too like intensive, just waiting.
This is how Alex finds Ximena upon entering the library. How is Alex holding himself in this space?
Alex is does not look like he's meant to be there. He kind of just like tentatively opens the door, just like, I've never been in this room in this building before. I don't know the layout. Probably got lost on the way here like 5 different times. Kind of is just like as he walks in, kind of takes off his jacket and then just like wraps it around his arm and then like looks around and makes eye contact with Ximena. And I just walk over and sit like in the chair next to her.
Hey.
Hello. So I'm sorry for how do I say asking you to come here on such short notice.
Nah, it's fine. I usually hang out in here anyways. It's pretty quiet.
Yeah, I've been meaning to do a little bit of homework, and I don't know how to solve this one specific problem that I've been having. So I was here. I'll explain further. I was always taught within my own family that our history is kind of extensive, and we had good relationship with the Romanovs back in Russia, and I just wanted to get a quick rundown of pretty much everything that has happened with our family, and I heard you are able to help with that sort of thing.
I am. So like I'm getting the vibe that this isn't a normal research project, right? You want something
No.
a bit more supernatural?
Sure, I didn't know that was an option.
It is.
Cool. Yeah, sure. Do you need my help for that, or?
If we're gonna do this like spooky route, I'm definitely gonna need a personal item. It doesn't need to It doesn't need to be like what Romanov you said. It doesn't need to be fancy jewels or anything. Just something that can give me an anchor.
Will this jacket work? Here.
Is that your jacket?
Yeah, it's mine. I mean,
it would probably work.
I could also this is my dad's necklace. If you want to use it.
Oh, that'll work better.
Yeah.
Like Ximena takes the necklace, looks at it. What does it look like?
It's kind of like a very simple like silver chain And like upon feeling it, it's like actual like real silver, and then there's like a little red pendant on it as well, kind of like oval shape.
Jimena's like eyebrows raises, and he goes, that's some valuable shit.
Yeah. if you, yeah.
Okay, this'll work. Saffron, what's the librarian's name?
The head librarian's name is Mrs. Wright.
What's her first name?
Tammy.
Well, Tammy just went on break, so we should have this place to ourselves for a bit. Let's take this somewhere a bit more private, though. So, like, Ximena takes her feet off the table and, like, stands up and waits for Aleks to follow.
Yeah. Aleks is jittery, so he kind of stands up at the same time.
Oh,
as Ximena.
Excuse me. Let me get... Okay, this way.
Yeah. Cool.
Ximena, like, leads him towards the back where the archives are.
You head back into the archives. This is a old school. You know, it's been around since like 1904. And there is pretty extensive library collection. There's a lot of it still exists, a very prolific student journalism club that was very, very active in the 80s. And so there's kind of these, it's not necessarily that it's in its own room, it's kind of just these stacks in the back, and then a second floor loft, which kind of slowly descends into more, instead of neat filed books, it's more boxes with papers in them. There's like a little desk with a computer where the head of archives is slowly trying to digitalize things. And this, you know, there's a kind of a staircase that goes back to this upper loft. And that's where, you know, there are some books back there that some people might not want you to discover.
Ximena leads him straight back there.
Aleks follows. He doesn't know where they are. He just thinks we're in the library still.
Yeah, Ximena just kind of like leads him back to the boxes. Finds a box that she like sits on all the time, kind of like perches on it, and is like, go ahead and sit. We're gonna be here for a bit.
Just sits crisscross applesauce on the floor.
Ximena like kind of gathers the necklace in her hands really carefully and like looks at it. Okay, so clarifying what you want. You want a look into the history of your family? Something like that?
Yeah, if possible.
Okay. Okay, while I do this, it's gonna get a little bit freaky, but I promise everything is fine. So, like, don't get spooked on me. Alright?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Like, Ximena kind of, like, straightens up, takes a big, deep breath. Okay. And, Ximena's gonna use one of her hexes.
Roll with dark.
Specifically, she is using watching. And what watching looks like as she starts, the specific wording is you enter a deep sleep. But as she like closes her eyes and kind of relaxes back against the boxes, her face, it's usually pretty round, you know, she's got like a round face, but like her cheeks kind of start to sink in a little bit closer to her skin. Like a bit of the life is leaving her body, so she's able to do what she's doing. But not really. She's fine. She's still breathing, but her face gets a bit gaunt. you could swear her hair like kind of shifts a little bit longer than it was before. That's a 6 and a 1, so a 7 plus 2, that's a 9.
Okay. So that is a mixed success. What would you like to happen? Would you like it to cause you 1 harm? Would you like the hex to have weird side effects? Or would you like it to trigger your darkest self?
Let's go 1 harm.
Okay. These gaunt features that you see on Ximena are a bit disturbing, and he doesn't look well. He looks sick. And it's noticeable. And you feel, Ximena, you feel like a cold kind of pit at your stomach. Not, you know that feeling that you get kind of like right before you get sick? Like, you know that maybe like if you have a cold coming on, you can kind of feel that like thickness in your throat. But you see, I'm gonna kind of expand a bit on what washing can be as a spell, because I think it's more interesting this way. So you see the past, fragments of memories of events. You see a kind of medium height, not as tall as Alex, but similar build, kind of stocky, with thinning black hair and thick eyebrows, and smile, maybe, late 30s, early 40s, dressed in, early 20th century Russian garb and painting the beautiful portraits. And there is a kind of a calmness there, a sense of identity and purpose. And then the memory twists and shifts, and you see a family. You see this man, you see what presumably is his wife, with high cheekbones and messy, hair up in a messy bun, and a long black dress, and gathering with her children. And you recognize these children. It's Alex, maybe a bit younger, but certainly him, and his sister, which who also go to this school, but that doesn't quite make sense. This is the past, clearly. But it's them, as you've seen them now. And you see kind of packing trunks quickly, getting their stuff together, and then the memory shifts again, and you see these parents. It's a dark room, there's a fire in the fireplace, but other than that, that's the only light, the only source of sound. The woman, who through this spell, through this hex, that her name is Irina, and that the man's name is Vasily. And Irina says, I'm hesitant to do this. And Vasily says, it's the only thing we can do. It's the only plan forward. And Irina says, "They might hate us." Vasily says, "That's the price we pay for protecting our family." The spell is broken by a sharp voice. And Alex, you've been so focused on watching Ximena that you didn't hear someone come up the steps. But now you definitely hear the voice that goes, "What are you doing here? The library's closed."
Shit.
Ximena, like, shoots up, eyes wide. Oh. She, like, glances to Alex and then to the person who came up. Is it Tammy?
It is Mrs. Wright. She's older woman, white woman in her maybe mid-60s with long hair and a pinched face. She is the head librarian here. And you know her, but you also know that she's a stickler for the rules.
Tammy, sorry. So sorry. I forgot. See, we were, we lost track of time. It won't happen again. Totally my fault. I brought him up here. I know we shouldn't be up here.
Ximena, I would be fine if you talked to me, if you want to stay here after class, but I don't... Who is this person? Are you a student here?
He's my partner for a project we're working on for history class.
Okay. You promise? Well, if you promise, if you're telling the truth...
Of course I'm telling the truth. I wouldn't lie. Yes.
Okay, well, then I won't write you up. Get your things together and I'll see you out. You're locking up.
Ximena starts, like, grabs her parasol, gestures for Alex, like, come on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Follow him out.
You're standing outside now. It's gotten dark. You can feel kind of a cold breeze whipping up and clouds coming in. It might rain soon. What does Ximena do with this information?
Once they're outside, Ximena, like, is leaning on her parasol and just kind of turns to Alex. Pulls out the necklace and, like, gestures for him to take it.
Yeah. I take it it's done then?
Yeah.
What did you...
It's not what I expected to see, just to lay that out there. Definitely, I saw a man named Vasily,
Yeah.
a woman named Irina, dressed in very, very old century Russian clothes from the accents, I'm assuming. They were rushing, they were hurrying somewhere, gathering up their kids that looked very, very, very much like you and your sister.
We have very to quote the biology teacher, we have very dominant genes.
Ximena looks at him. Okay. And then the scene changed to Irina and Vasily in a room. It was dark. There was a fireplace. And Irina said, "I'm hesitant to do this." He replied, "That's the only thing to do." And then she said something I can't quite recall, but then he said, "It's the price we pay for protecting family." That's all I got before we were interrupted.
Okay, yeah, I may... Do you need any sort of payment? Wait, you look hurt. Are you okay?
I'm good.
There's definitely still a gauntness to Ximena's cheeks. Maybe not quite as extreme, but...
Do you, like, need to, like... Do you need some orange juice or something?
No, orange juice does not work on whatever I have going on here. She keeps, like, leaning her weight on her parasol, like, more of it than she usually does, and she's just goes, so, payment,
Yeah, of course.
whatever you have, I guess. I don't...
Yeah, I think Alex, gives him, like, $50.
Ximena takes it, stuffs it
Yeah.
in her bra.
Yeah. Sure. Thank you. I should probably go pick up my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
No problem. You need anything else, you know where to find me.
Yeah, yes, of course.
He does a little thumbs up and then, like, regrets removing his hands from the umbrella and then, like, stumbles a bit and then leans on it, tries to play it off. Yeah, I'm gonna go that way.
You sure? You don't need
Yeah,
help?
I'm 100% sure.
Okay,
We're good here.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
normal. I know how to deal with this. And he, like, turns and starts walking wobbly off.
Yeah. Alex checks the time, realizes it's very dark already. It's like twilight at this point, and...
Yeah, it's probably like, 6:30 maybe.
Yeah. Realizes his sister's been waiting a while for him, and then just, like, rushes to the art room.
Is Eva still painting?
Yeah, definitely. She was probably not. The only thing that, like, concerned her was, like, if Alex was okay. She didn't, like, mind if she was waiting for a long time.
Alex just kind of barges into the room, says, "Yo, I got Jacob's text, like, 30 minutes ago. He says he's waiting outside."
30 minutes? Although, like, Eva's response is short, it's warmer than it was when she talked to Wrenn.
Yo, let me see that painting. You haven't shown me.
Okay. And she'll, like, reluctantly turn it.
Kind of flips it upside down.
Okay, be careful
Oh,
with it.
I mean, that's nice. Yeah, that's very, very good. It's as good as our parents.
Don't say that. I know it's not.
No, of course it is. I mean, you use more color than them, so obviously it is.
Okay, I don't know why everyone thinks color is what makes a painting, but okay.
There's like contrast, it's like it's good composition. Yeah. Let's go. We should, yeah.
Okay. She'll pack up, like, really efficiently and then go with Alex.
You head out to the parking lot, and kind of parked is it's a little Prius. Jacob upgraded to a more eco-friendly car after the last one got wrecked.
Front seat does not have enough space for Alex.
He gets out, kind of climbs out, and opens the door, the passenger door, and goes around and opens the other door for the two of you as you walk up. Jacob has kind of slight, like, short, curly, strawberry blonde hair, It's not quite a Jufro, but like, you know, kind of on its way there. He's probably no older than in 24, but, you know, and still has kind of a youthful look about him. But, you know, his eyes are tired. Long day?
Yeah, sorry about that. Jazz practice went a little bit late. You don't really need to, like, open the doors for us. You don't, like, need to chauffeur us.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
I do that. It's my job.
It really isn't. We can open the doors for ourselves.
Right.
At least I can.
Yes.
Yeah, I can also open doors. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, let's get home. Our parents are waiting.
They are.
And you drive off. Wrenn takes the bus home.
Third bus we make it.
Daisy stays on campus. How exactly does Ro get home?
Well, Ro has a truck, like an old pickup truck. It's like covered in like these old like stickers, like bumper stickers of like bands, but also like state parks and stuff. It's very much like not his truck, but has become like very much like something that was passed down to him.
Is there a coexist bumper sticker?
Oh, you bet there is. Absolutely. Ro, like, actually stayed, like, after they kind of, like, got out of that conversation with Drew, he went and, like, found a practice room to just, like, sort of stay after school and play. So he's probably also leaving school maybe about the same time that everyone else is, and so is, like, hopped into the truck. Has, like, a very weird, like, rig, because it's still, like, the same old truck that his dad had in, like, the 90s. So he's, like, some, like, setup rig so that he can play music from his phone through, like, the cassette player.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say.
And so it's, like, blasting, like, grunge rock as he pulls out of the parking lot. Does Ximena walk home?
I was gonna ask, yeah, how does Ximena get home?
I think usually Ximena walks home, but today she's taking it a bit slower than usual.
I think if Rose sees her walking, he might, like, pull over and offer a ride.
So, yeah, you're driving along, you've just left the school parking lot, and you're actually a couple blocks away from school. You see Ximena walking kind of slowly down the street.
This, like, old beat-up, like, red pickup truck, like, pulls over to, like, the curb, and it's, like, blasting music, and so Ro just sort of turns it down, like, a little bit, but is still, like, sort of shouting over the music, like, "Hey, do you want to ride?"
She does not notice the pickup truck pull up, but when she hears, like, a shout, she immediately, like, hands on the parasol handle, like, swings it towards the voice, and it's kind of like, oh,
Whoa!
no, so, okay, sorry, she puts it
what?
down.
Watch the paint.
Sorry, okay, what did you say? And she's shouting a little bit.
Do you want to ride?
A ride?
Yeah.
Oh! Ximena looks around, yeah, sure, yeah, okay.
Great, hop in.
Ximena, like, yeah, opens the door, climbs in.
What's up?
Hi. Ro, right?
Yeah, you're Ximena. I've seen you around.
You have?
Yeah.
I mean, oh, yeah. I don't think we've gotten to talk before. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, for sure. You honestly, like, look so cool. I've, like, been meaning to, like, say hi. Where do you live? What's your address, by the way?
It's, and then Ximena, like, lists off the address, like...
Sick. Yeah. Ro gets out a map. And, starts, like, navigating via map. Like, has it, like, open in their lap with, like, and it's, like, sort of glancing down every once in a while as they, like, drive.
Do you want me to, like, hold that or something?
No, I got it, man.
Awesome. And, like, Ximena's, like, her feet aren't up on the seat, because I don't think the platforms make that a bit uncomfortable, but she's very, like, rigid, and is, like, holding her parasol in her lap, like...
Oh, shit. I think I just blew that stop sign.
Oh. It's fine.
Don't worry about it. Like, did you see a cop?
No. I think we're good.
Okay, sick.
Ximena's hand is now
So,
on
like-
the dashboard in front of her.
So, you like music?
Music's cool. I listen
Fuck
to
yeah.
it sometimes.
Oh, do you like this? Like, what's playing right now? It's like Nirvana.
I can't say I've ever heard it before, but it definitely sounds cool.
Sick. Hey, I'm starting a band that plays music like this.
A band?
Yeah, do you, like, sing or play instruments or something?
I mean...
Or, like, write songs?
I write sometimes. I've never tried singing before. But I could sing, probably.
Do you want to join my band?
Yeah!
Oh, sick! Ro, like, is now, like, has one hand on the wheel as they, like, fish their phone out of their pocket. And they unlock it and hand it to Ximena and go, just, like, put your phone number in there and I'll add you to a group chat.
Got it. And, like...
It's, like, me and one other person right now, but we're gonna, like, I'm working on it.
Okay. Cool. And Ximena, like, starts, like, puts in the number and then starts typing out her name, and then, like, puts Ximena and then a little smiley face and is like, no, and deletes the smiley face, and then puts the full last name and it's like, no, and then deletes it and is like, first name. Just first name, and then, like, saves the contact. I'll put this in the cup holder. You keep driving.
Sick, thanks. And eventually, like, Ro pulls up to, like, is this your house? Is this it?
This is the house, yep.
Okay, great. Sick house.
Thanks. Sick car.
Thank you. This is my dad's. We, like, it's terrible gas mileage, but, like, it's great. It's a great truck.
It definitely. Very cool truck.
Yeah, thanks. Cool. I'm gonna hit you up later for the band stuff, and I'll add you to group chat and everything. It's, like, me and Ray. I don't know if you know her. Fucking goddess on the drums. But yeah. I'll let you know, and I'll see you tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
School.
See you tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
Bye. And then Ximena gets out of the car, closes the door very nicely. Just does, like, a little half wave. Bye.
Bye. Ro turns up the music so loud as soon as Ximena gets out of the car.
And just drives away.
Yep.
Once Ro drives away, Ximena, full face and hands. Why the fuck did I sign up for a band? I don't know. God damn it. Fuck.
Where did Ximena have Ro drop him off?
Her grandmother's house.
So you have the keys. You head on inside. And it's quiet the way you left it. the way it's been for months now.
Ximena drops her coat and her bag at the door, kicks off her shoes, sighs, and then just like keeps muttering to herself as he like walks further into the house.
And you find, you head into the kitchen. It's around dinner time. You flip the light on and find a little note on the counter. It's not too surprising. It's from your mother. Just a little brief note that says, like, there's some groceries in the fridge. I put a casserole, preheat the oven to 325 and only needs to be cooked for 20-30 minutes. I'd love to call tonight. A little hard. Wow.
Ximena takes the, like, sticky note or note from off the counter and, like, leans with her back against the counter as she reads it. And when she finishes reading it, she kind of just looks at it for a second and then crumples it up and tosses it into the bin, hits the buttons on the oven to start preheating it, and goes back to her bag to grab her phone.
What does Ximena do on the phone? Is it just casual scrolling, or is there a specific goal in mind?
I think she starts to scroll for a bit, but then, like, it just kind of, like, exits out of Twitter or whatever she's scrolling through and, like, hits the call button or hits the contacts app and calls her mom.
After, 1-2 rings, picks up.
Hello, dear.
Hey.
You get the groceries? You're home?
Yeah, I'm home. I saw the note, so I called.
How was school?
It was good. It was fine.
You have big projects coming up?
Couple. Had a history one today with a classmate.
Well, that makes me happy to hear. I hope it goes well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have plans for this weekend?
I'd have to check my calendar. Why?
Well, we would love to have you. Ben's actually gonna be in, town. I think he's on break. Maybe you're a bit too old to go trick-or-treating, but watch a scary movie.
I'll let you know if I can make it.
Okay.
How's Joseph?
He's doing well. He says hi. His work's been busy. I was complaining about some coworker. I think there's like a not necessarily a reorg, but there's changing around position name titles, so there's all office drama about that.
Mm-hmm. How are you?
Doing good.
Yeah.
The cold weather is, I'm sure it's a unpleasant change for some, but I love fall.
Uh-huh. You still looking for a realtor? For the house?
Yes.
Hmm.
But you don't need to be concerned with that. I'm taking care of all that.
I mean, I'd like to know.
Yeah, but I don't. It's all of that paperwork stuff. It's you don't need to be involved with it. I mean, I can. If you want to meet the realtor, sure.
I mean, I'd prefer we didn't get one at all.
Well, that's not an option, sweetie.
It is, because we can just do it.
We can't afford to have two houses. Even with, we're fine. We're doing fine, but this is an extra payment. It's better to sell the house.
Why can't we just move into this one? There's enough room.
We like the house that we have. And it's, you're going off to college soon. It's not that we need to move into a bigger house. We can might even be thinking about downsizing, finding somewhere else, even moving out of town. But that's future plans. I don't want, doesn't concern us right now. You just focus on your schoolwork.
But what if I don't go to college? What if I decide to stay here?
What would you do?
I don't know. Get a job somewhere.
Are you looking at jobs?
Yeah.
Where are you looking?
Places.
Okay. Well, I can help you with that process. I can help you.
No, I've got it.
Okay. I'm really good. I'm really good at a resume touch-up.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I really, I'd love. College is a good experience. It's worth it. I think we should talk about it. Maybe, there's some local places if you want to stay nearby. Some great local colleges.
Okay.
Always tour on a weekend. Don't rule out options that you haven't considered yet.
Anniversary is coming up. Are we going to do anything for that? Or are we going to let that one pass by like we did the last one?
Can we not talk about this now?
No, I want to talk about it now. Can I roll the shutter down?
Yes, definitely.
It's cold, right?
Yeah.
Fuck. That's a 5 and a 1, so it's a 6 minus 1, so it's a 5.
Your words have no effect on her. She even almost brightens up a bit and just like.
Well, how about we wait? If you don't want to, you want to talk about this now, I don't, you've got dinner in the oven. When you come home this weekend, how about we talk about it then? Okay? That's the plan. That's the plan for now.
Yeah. I'll let you know if I can make it. I guess.
I hope you can. You don't always have to walk over, because Finn's going to be in town. Finn's going to be in town tomorrow afternoon to pick you up.
Okay.
Okay. I love you, sweetie.
Bye, Mom. She hangs up. Ximena, she, sets the timer once the oven stops finishes preheating. She stops at the entrance to the living room, but instead she walks off and just goes to sit in her grandma's bedroom for a bit.
Does Ximena just kind of sit there?
She just lays out on the bed and just stares at the ceiling until the timer rings.
And you have a nice chicken casserole waiting for you. What does Ro do after dropping Ximena off?
Ro goes through a drive-through to get a large Sprite, and then...
Just a Sprite?
Yes. And then goes to Phil's apartment and, like, parks the truck, like, kind of a block away, because I imagine the parking is really terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So they park the truck, lock the truck, and then head up to the 4th floor.
Yeah, you have keys to the apartment, you open it up, and you can hear the sounds of Super Smash Brothers tournament going on.
Is it just Phil? Like, is he playing online?
Yes.
Like okay. Well, Ro knows better than to interrupt, so they are going to just open the door and, like, hang up their keys and sidle into their room. Like sort of waves at Phil, but doesn't try to, like, talk to him.
You just hear, like, oh, yeah, well, okay.
Good luck, man.
Huh? Are you Ro, you home?
Yeah.
Okay. I ordered pizza.
Great. 3rd time this week. And Ro just, like, closes the door behind him.
This is a 1-bedroom apartment, but Ro has the bedroom all to himself. Phil has almost perpetually, when not in work, camped out in the living room. There's, like, a fold-out couch, and all just, it's a little bit of a mess. There's, there's empty soda cans and, like, a half-eaten bowl of cereal off to the side, and it's always dusty. Like, no one ever dusts in here. The lights are always off.
Yeah, Ro doesn't spend a ton of time out there with Phil. They've been here for, like, 2 weeks and have yet to see him sleep. So they just kind of let him do what he does. But they go into their room, which has, like, sort of like a flannel comforter and a bunch of posters up of, like, old bands that Ro's dad gave to him, and just sort of, like, lays back on the, like, tosses their bag to the side and, like, flops onto the bed and just lays there for a second. And then they get their phone out and they text Ximena and say, hey, this is Ro, ! And then a guitar emoji. Just so you have my number. And then he adds Ximena to the group chat that is currently literally just him and Ray.
So making a group chat.
Yeah. Yeah.
When the notification comes through, Ximena, like, squawks, like, ah! And, like, drops her phone. Fuck.
Yeah, Ro texts, makes a group chat, and the group chat name is band name TBA, and says, this is the official group chat for my super cool, awesome band, which doesn't have a name yet, but we'll work on it. Also, we need to find a guitarist.
Ray responds with a little, like, asterisk, our band. And it's just
My
like,
bad.
Yeah, I don't know anyone. I like, maybe like ask around. Do we need to stay in Cromwell?
No? Question mark? I mean, as long as they can come here to rehearse, which, speaking of, we do need to choose a place, and it can't be my place.
Has Ximena responded at all to this text?
She has sent a reply text to Rose text, like, awesome in all caps, and then, like, sends again awesome, but with an asterisk in lower caps, because she didn't mean to do caps, and spent a minute cursing herself for doing it. And then in the group chat, he keeps, like, attempting to jump in, but then is just, like, at some point just watching them talk, instead of actually interacting. He hasn't sent a text to the group chat yet.
Ro also says, Ro sends, like, at Ray, Ximena is gonna be our singer / maybe songwriter, question mark. So that's very cool. And then another text that's like, also, Drew told me about, you left early, but Drew told me that there's a battle of the bands in town that happens, which we need to get on. I'm going to find more information about it, but we need to do that.
Ximena just sends a thumbs up emoji.
Is there anything else that Ro wants to do this evening?
Ro's going to text his dad and just say, hey, checking in, school went well, how's the park, love you, guitar emoji.
Your dad, Sean Nielsen, responds back, great to hear from you, kiddo. Like, pine tree emoji, ski emoji, like, just mountain emoji, like, too many emojis, because he doesn't really know how to use them, but you use emojis.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, park's great, glad to hear school's doing well.
Cool. Ro also sends, this weekend is Halloween. I don't know if you were coming up for the weekend, or not. Also, does Mom still want me to visit her, or no?
Message back is like, probably too busy to come up. I'm real sorry about that. Haven't heard anything from your mom, but you know how she is.
Yep. Another weekend with Phil. Great. But Bro just sends back, sounds good. That's fine. Cool. And, yeah, I think they just, like, get started on their homework.
So the Petrovs, you're driving home, and you pull up to your, Jacob pulls up to this, it's a gorgeous house. Like, turn of the century, like, just, like, beautiful in pristine condition. Looks like, like three stories tall, just beautiful, surrounded by, it's in a kind of residential neighborhood that's become more developed, and there's other houses around it, but it's on the corner, and does kind of have like like tall hedge that goes around like the garden, with a little gate, and that Jacob gets out and like goes like starts to go around to like open up your door.
I think Alex already opened up his own door. Just automatically.
Yeah, he's gonna open her door so that he doesn't do that.
Okay. And he kind of waits for you to get out and, locks up the car and then heads on inside. And the house inside it's bright and warm. There's, you hear, there's this beautiful grand dining room, and Jacob kind of heads into the kitchen, but you see your parents are already sat at this long mahogany wood table, and your father is sitting at the end of the table, and your mother is sitting to the right of him, and they both have glasses of red wine, and they're talking to each other. And your parents definitely have kind of some Addams Family vibes, in the sense that they are also dressed very like in kind of dark formal outfits, but have a playfulness almost about them. They still smile at each other warmly. There is no one would ever worry that there is an instability in this marriage. They seem very happy. And you come on in, they're like, "Oh, our darling children."
Alex kind of just methodically takes off his shoes, hangs the jacket up, and just hi Mom, hi Dad.
Are you joining us for dinner?
Oh God, some food would actually be wonderful right now. I may have forgotten to eat for lunch.
Alex,
Uh,
you have to take care of yourself. Would you like Jacob to start packing you food? He can pack you food.
I mean, I kind of just forgot to bring something. I can do it myself. It's fine. Yeah, I just keep. Yeah. Yeah. It's all good. Sorry. School's on my mind right now.
Well, sit. Tell us about it. What are you working on? Eva, come sit. Come join us.
Eva will nod. Also, like, when they came in, this is probably, like, the first time that, like, if this was, like, a video or whatever, this would probably be, like, the first time, like, you see, like, Eva, like, really smile, is, when she's, like, back home with her whole family together. So she'll sit with them.
Yeah, so there's actually been some recent developments in the jazz band. There's a new bass player. He's pretty cool. He's actually he's introducing some new things, like giving us like the rhythm section a little bit more spotlight, and he's been talking with Drew, and like he's cool. Weird though. He kind of, I don't know, weird but cool. Yeah. Classes are good.
I would love for you to play us some of this jazz.
Maybe come concert in the month. There's a big charity event.
Is it not something you can play alone?
Oh, no, I mean, I mostly play, I mostly play rhythm. I leave the solo stuff up to the,
But you still practice
the
your
trumpets.
cello.
Oh, yes, of course. I have to.
You are still in orchestra.
Yes.
Good.
I noticed.
Eva, what are you up to? You sit so happy and smiling, but you stay silent.
Oh, well, you know, I just wanted Alex to get to talk about his accomplishments. I think he's doing really well in band.
Oh, please. I want to hear more about your accomplishments.
I mean, it's not much. I've just been painting. It's been going well.
Will we get to see what you are working on?
Yeah, of course. You're my parents. I'm gonna show you what I've been painting.
We are very excited. Well, I think dinner is ready. Let's eat. And your Jacob kind of brings out, and it's very just like beautifully like arranged. There's like a roasted tomato that has been like cut and like shaped like little roses, and like a thin slice of rich red meat. I've been watching a lot of Hannibal, and it looks like a meal that Hannibal would have made. And you have a lovely dinner. What does Wrenn do upon finally taking the bus and then transferring and taking the other bus?
And then transferring and taking the other bus, but yes. Wrenn, by the time we get to the third bus, is pretty much the only person left on aforementioned bus, and they put on these really big, like, you know, those, like, kind of childish, but, like, a really big light-up headphones. Yeah, has some of those, plugs them into her phone, and is, like, using the entire bus as a dance floor, like, has, like, Tangled soundtrack, assorted Disney songs, like, just having a blast by, like, swinging around, like, the funky little arm poles, and just, like, the bus driver knows Wrenn well enough to know that this is not, no, this is fine, this is normal. They've accepted this as a norm, but Wrenn is just having a blast. It's good.
Yeah, this is, you know this bus driver. Her name is Annie Johnson.
Oh, it's Annie. Yeah, okay.
She doesn't always drive this route, but you've seen her a fair number of times. And
okay, well then I enthusiastically greet her. Like, hi, Mrs. Johnson. Is it okay if I like play the music and like, you know, I don't have to.
You do whatever you want.
Okay, thank you. And if she's okay with it, I will just unplug the headphones and have us all have a funky bus dance party on the way home.
There is one older man in the back of the bus who was kind of kind of snoozing, and then kind of was like, kind of jolts awake.
Good morning. I mean, it's not the morning anymore, but like, welcome to the land of the living. Sorry, I can turn down the music if you want.
It's great to see such spirit.
Thanks. And I'll keep dancing. And Wrenn like jumps on top of seats and is like swinging around like some of the like, you know, handhold poles. It's great.
Yeah, Annie definitely keeps kind of glancing like in the mirror to make sure you're not like in danger.
I'm being safe, I promise.
Okay. And the bus stops, you know, eventually you come to your stop. That's
very last stop.
It's the very last stop. It's at the, you know, it's a dead end cul-de-sac that there's then a trail that goes down to the beach where Mr. Campbell's house is. But Annie, you know, stops and parks the bus, and
Thanks, Mrs. Johnson.
it's been
Yeah, what?
sorry to get you home so late.
No, it's I missed the first two because I was lost, and then I was looking at the sunset, which was really pretty today.
Well, the sunset is pretty.
Yeah. How was your day? Are you doing good? Everything okay?
I'm doing great.
Okay. I'm glad.
Annie is Afro-Chinese woman in her late 60s, curly, dark hair, and she always wears a warm, knit sweater and has big dimples when she smiles.
Okay. Well, and Wrenn will like open her backpack, start fiddling through it, and pull out a small piece of scrap paper. And like as a warm up in painting class today, Wrenn did like a very, very loose sketch of like a bus next to a seaside. And it's like, oh, I forgot, I made this for you in painting class today. Because, they give us like all of these different colors, and I was like, oh, I know what I want to paint. So, yeah, I thought you might like it.
Sugar,
Thanks for driving me like, every
You're
day.
so sweet.
Oh, thank you. Well, no, you figure you drive every single day, so I thought, yeah. I'll see you tomorrow.
I love it. I will frame it on my fridge.
Oh, well, if you're gonna frame it, I should probably paint you a better one. But, okay. That's very nice of you. Okay, well, have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, I will likely see you tomorrow. Have a good evening.
Okay, you too.
Miss Aurora.
Thank you, Mrs. Johnson. And I will grab all of my stuff and just, like, jump off the bus. Like, Wrenn doesn't step on the last stair. They just jump.
And you run down to the beach. There's actually most people would look down and see a house and then a garden shed. But you look down and you see two houses. One that is yours and one that is Mr. Campbell's.
Okay. I kind of run up to the main house and, like, pop open a window that I just used to go top in. Like, there's, like, a bucket set up there so I can reach. This is a common occurrence. So I jump on top of the bucket and open the window pane, like, kind of stick my head in. Hi, Mr. Campbell. Do you need any help with, like, any cleaning or, like, pulling fish or, like, cleaning nets or anything, or are you good?
It's a window into the kitchen, and Mr. Campbell, Patrick Campbell, is at the stove, back turned at first, but turns around and is frying up some food and says, "No, Wrenn, I don't need anything from you. Just head on in for dinner."
Okay. Should I come back in, like, 20 minutes?
Be ready in 5.
Oh, okay. I'll just go put my stuff down then, and I will come back.
Yes.
Okay. I'll close the window and go running over to the shed.
What does Wren's shed look like?
Okay, so it's this, like, like a fishing shack where normally they keep, like, all of the extra, like, rods and, like, maybe a boat and, like, that kind of thing. Yeah, none of that's in this shed. There is a little sign on a stake out front that looks like it should say "for rent." The T is not there, and Wrenn has pasted a W and an N, like, painted on there, so it says "for Wrenn," but, like, spelled as Wren's name outside of the shack. And it looks pretty unassuming from the outside. There's, like, nets on it and, like, a couple of, like, buoys and, like, fenders and the kinds of things you put on a boat. But as soon as they open, like, the door to the shack, it is, like, color everywhere. Every single wall is painted, the ceiling's painted, just everything. It's like Tangled level, okay, very explicitly Tangled inspired, like, murals on every single wall. There's a ton of plants on these makeshift shelves that look like they might fall at any given time, but Wrenn did their best. There's, like, a really colorful bedspread, like a kind of makeshift bed set up against a window. There's a violin set out on the side. All sorts of clothes and boxes of things. There's, like, collections of shells and, like, starfish and little sand dollars. Just everything you could possibly get on the beach is in this room and, like, displayed in a hodgepodge of shelves and who knows what. But Wrenn just, like, throws down their bag, flops on the bed, still, like, listening to music, looks at the stuff on the ceiling for a second, because favorite mule is like all of it's kind of like loosely ocean inspired, at least that color scheme, if not explicitly a depiction of something from the ocean, and then remembers that they need to go in for dinner and like just sprints back.
Mr. Campbell reminds you to wash up, wash your hands. He helped to set the table, and it's kind of like a very simple fish and chips, like a batter, like
Nice.
battered hand fried fish with like tater tots from the oven kind of deal.
Awesome. Yeah. And digs in. Yeah, the Wincod's really good. Did you get that? Like, wow, you must have gotten that pretty recently.
It's fresh.
Yeah, tastes like it. How was your day? All good? Good
All good.
fishing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
good fishing.
good fishing. Cool. School was good. I painted something, and then I missed the bus twice. But it was good, because I met someone in the art studio, and she was really nice, and she was painting this, like, really cool thing. And jazz band was practicing, and they're really good. And there's a gnome in the garden. There's a really cool garden gnome. And I really don't understand math class, but that's okay, because it's okay. I'll learn, I think. Maybe.
Mr. Campbell is a pretty quiet man. He kind of just nods. He's a white man in his late 50s with kind of graying curly hair, salt and pepper beard. His skin is very tanned and worn from being out on the water often. He speaks more with his body than with his words, nodding, kind of, looking at you while you speak and letting you ramble on and filling most of the conversation.
Yeah.
Is there anything else people would like to do tonight?
Can I say, after dinner, Eva's gonna go up to her room, and, she's gonna put on a movie, I don't know what, probably a vampire movie, like Twilight, or Nosferatu, something like that, I don't know. One of those.
Those are I love the distinction between those two, because they're such different vibes.
Yeah. Maybe she watches both. But, while she does that, she is going to also sketch and write in her journal. And one of the things she sketches is a bunch of like spilled like paints and like paintbrushes and like a hand, like a freckled hand, like reaching down to pick them up.
And as you sketch, your mind wanders as it tends to do, and you remember a rainy day early this past summer where you were sitting in the back seat watching the rain stream down the window, and then you heard a car honk. You felt your body jerk, and you were slammed against the seat in front of you, and it's a murky memory, but you remember how sudden and volatile that was. You remember struggling to get out as you felt the car sink deep into the water. And your memory's murky like the water was. You remember feeling your body hammered with cold rain, lying on a rocky, sandy shore. And you remember a pair of bright yellow rain boots running away. And maybe you sketch a little after you sketch these spilled paintbrushes, you sketch some rocks, some broken glass, and then go back and think about happier things.
I think Alex hears, probably like across the house, hears the movie going on while doing his homework. Kind of just like tries doing it for like a half hour, but eventually kind of just like gives up and like closes the notebook and wanders over to his twin's room and just kind of just like opens the door and just sits down in front of the TV.
Are you watching with me?
Yeah, I'll watch with you.
Okay. And when Alex opened the door, like, Eva like slammed her notebook shut.
Yeah. Alex made sure to close the door on his way in.
Okay. And when Alex comes and like sits with her, Eva is gonna like put her head on his shoulder.
So I may have done a thing earlier today.
I didn't know we were talking. This is a movie.
Oh.
But okay. What is the thing that you did?
If you want to watch the movie, I can wait.
No. I assume it's important because you were interrupting my movie.
I talked to. Do you know Ximena? The.
Like vaguely.
Yeah. I kind of approached them. I may have asked them a few questions. I wanted to know a little bit more about us, like our family and what happened and why we're here now instead of, back then. I don't know what our parents had in mind. She told me some vague descriptions about how our parents were talking about how they needed to protect their family and stuff like that. I need your help. I don't know what to understand from all this.
Eva's gonna pause the movie. And, she's gonna be like, why are you trying to find things out? Why does it matter why we're here? We're here and you can't change what happened. So I don't see any point in thinking about it.
Yeah, but I still feel like I don't belong, Like, I walk through the halls not knowing where I am. I kind of just aimlessly going about my day.
Do you want a map of the school?
No, I can get around the school just fine. It's more just like...
Okay, you sounded like you were lost.
I'm lost in the general sense, I guess. It's a weird feeling. I don't know. Don't worry about it. You can resume the movie.
No, I thought you I don't know. I thought you liked it here.
I do, but I don't know.
Alex, you're so likable. Like, you have these friends, and you're nice, and you're in your band thing, and you do your cello thing, and you perform for people. I don't have any of that, and I'm fine with that. I like my solitude, and I like just, having you. I guess it just surprises me that you feel this way.
I mean, the reason that I have have friends and all in this band and stuff, I've been trying to kind of assimilate myself forcefully, and I feel like it's just not coming along as well as I hoped, and I don't know, I want answers, and I don't know how to find them.
Why don't you just ask Mom and Dad if it's that important?
Yeah, I should. Yeah. Yeah. He's just gonna lean his head against Eva's head.
If you want me to ask Dad for you, I can ask him.
No, I can do it. It's fine. Not today, but yeah, I can.
Wait, what was the thing you... How would anyone know about us?
So you know how we're vampires?
Yeah.
Turns out there's not just vampires.
Is there werewolves?
I don't know. I haven't seen one personally. Have you?
I mean, maybe. I haven't seen them be a wolf.
They could be hiding among us. But this Ximena person, he I know her because they're all up in like the library, and I thought that they could help with like researching with books and stuff, but they kind of just didn't, and just like sat down and meditated in front of me, and then their like face went gaunt, and like their hair got longer, and like they closed their eyes, and like it was weird, and then they opened their eyes again, and then they told me things that they saw apparently.
Okay, that's like,
And like
that's
they
weird. But I guess it's not weirder than us.
and they needed like some kind of object to do this. And
Like what?
I mean, I just gave them my jacket, and they gave it back to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
That's pretty
yeah,
easy.
it's neat.
Maybe I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. So just keep your eye out for supernatural things, I guess, since apparently wizards are real.
Okay. So wizards and vampires are a thing. Jury's out on everything else. Okay.
Like, I don't know, maybe... I mean, I've heard stories around these parts. Maybe the Sasquatch will appear or something. Maybe...
I mean, I don't know about that. I think there's only one Sasquatch. Why would he be here?
I mean... everywhere, maybe.
You think, okay. You think Sasquatches exist okay.
Don't Sasquatches just like forests? I don't know. This is just like things that I've heard.
I think a lot of things like forests. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you've convinced me, I guess.
I've convinced you of what?
Don't worry about it.
I don't know if I was trying to convince you Sasquatches do or don't exist.
Okay, you're right. Jury's out on it.
Okay, we will... I'll
Yeah.
keep an eye out. I don't know. I don't think anyone's that weird here. I mean, I guess Ximena's like weird,
Not as weird as us.
Ximena's like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. You can resume the movie I want to watch.
Okay. This one has vampires in it.
Maybe they're also real. Like,
What,
no, I
vampires?
mean, like,
know
yes,
that.
no, but I mean, like the ones in the movie, maybe like the actors.
Oh, do you think this is like based on real life?
Yes.
Okay, that's true. This is like also like in a rainy high school.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Are we living in Twilight?
Are we? I mean,
I don't know.
does
I
Edward
don't
have
know.
a sister?
They're like, it's like weird. They're like they're like in like a cult of like adopted.
I don't think we're in a
vampires.
cult.
I
don't
like
think
it
we're in a
though.
cult.
No, yeah. I'll put the movie back on.
So you keep watching your film. So Wrenn, you are getting ready for bed. You listen to music on your little phone, right?
Yeah.
It's like an iPhone 4.
Oh yeah. No, this whatever I have is like 6 years out of date. Like barely functioning because Apple's trying to exploit you to get you to buy the new phone version like that.
Oh.
That level.
This podcast is anti-Apple, anti-corporations. Quick aside.
Fuck Apple.
Sorry, Apple Podcast, that this will probably be streamed.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be on Apple Podcasts, but also fuck Apple. Okay.
Capitalism, man. Alright.
Capitalism. Back to the story.
Okay.
So you're listening to it on your little phone. And,
iPhone 4. iPhone 4.
You do scroll. You kind of just like, just fiddling, looking at different apps, and you see the phone app and you remember, you kind of recall how after you washed ashore, after the pounding waves in the storm, the figure that you saw on the beach who took your pelt without explanation, you didn't really know what he wanted then, and maybe you still don't know what he wanted. But you have a voicemail that you got, just that appeared sometime on your phone. You never got a call, but the voicemail was there. It was a contact that you never entered. The only contact that was entered was Mr. Campbell and 911.
Yeah, that's all I got.
But somehow you have a voicemail that you've listened to many, many times.
Hey, Wrenn. Now, I know you don't know me, but let's just make some things clear. I'm the one who has your pelt. Now, I'm sure that this may be somewhat distressing to you at the moment. However, I'm here to assure you that, in actuality, ultimately even, this is for the best. I really care about you. I really do. Now, if you want a name to call me by, or you want to have some way of referring to me, just say, Orpheus told you. Now, I know that this situation may be putting you in some distress, so I assure you I will give you back your pelt. Wrenn, I just have one request. Start a band, and make it good. See you soon.
I think Wrenn takes it, puts the voicemail in play, and like there's a little window somewhere in the shack, and like kind of leans down so they can see their reflection in the window with like the, you know, how that started bit, like just cycling, kind of like closes their eyes for a second and sees their reflection in the window and like makes themselves smile after seeing their reflection, like, okay, yeah, I can do that, yeah. I have friends, and we will start a band. Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's it for this episode of the Cromwell Chronicles.
No, we can't stop there. Oh my god.
Insane. Absolutely insane.
This episode featured Saffron Hefta-Gaub as the Master of Ceremonies, Quin Borozin as Aleksandr Petrov, Victoria Nielsen as Daisy May Fowler, Catherine Rohret as Nielsen, Karina Revilla as Eva Petrova, Arcadia Reeves as Ximena Carter-Garcia, and Percival Walter as Orpheus. This episode was edited by Saffron Hefta-Gaub, with a main theme by Quin Borozin. For a complete list of credits, check the episode description. For more information about the Cromwell Chronicles and Midnight Ceremonies, visit midnightceremoniesmedia.com.